Right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing this morning? Well, it's actually evening. It's actually 2:38 p.m. BC time. So, we're on our way to Saskatoon, Saskatchewan to pick up an S350. We got our 40-foot on. We gotta go Saskatoon to Dessa to pick up an S350 today. And then, well, tomorrow. We're not picking up today. We won't be in Saskatchewan until 1:10 a.m. today. Saskatchewan time. So we're hammered down, we're on our way to go get it, and then we're going to Two Hills, Alberta to pick up an SUV. And yeah, that's what we're doing. I just got done cleaning the truck. I just saw about the time lapse. Took a little minute because I had gear oil all over it from the previous load. Didn't record any loads prior to this one, but I've done quite a bit. I just kind of hunkered down, had to get some money, had to pay off some debts, and also didn't have a good enough computer to render all the videos. I haven't been home in a while, so the laptop is going to have to do what it's going to have to do. So we're just going to have to figure it out, I guess. I have to leave it on rendering all day, I guess. But yeah, I just figured I'd let you guys know what we're on our way to do. And we got to fix a winch along the way, so we'll record some of that. When we stop into Grand Prairie, we will get the parts to fix the winch line so we can have a hook again, because it snapped, which is kind of scary when a metal cable snaps. But it broke because of corrosion. It didn't break because of overweight. My employee that was using the winch kinked the winch line up against the frame of the trailer, and when I went to go use it, I guess that kink was enough for it to rust away in that one little spot, and it just fell apart. Not much pressure behind it. The line literally just dropped. So luckily, it did hit me. It had enough tension to hit me, but I had a jacket on and stuff, and I had a weight on the winch I normally use, so it didn't come flying too far. But yeah, I just lost it, had a lot of energy. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this time lapse. We're gonna get back into the videos. We're in the process of working on the videos of how to get into Hotshine now that we have everything figured out that we need to figure out. There was some information that would have misguided you on, which I did not want to do. Big middle finger to Trudeau right there. It's funny. And so just wanted to make things clear, and I wanted to make sure everything was accurate. I got a couple phone numbers as well for CBSE and CBSA and all these guys. That way, if we have any questions, we can ask them directly and get the answers that we need. So, hope you guys enjoy time lapse. If anything happens, we'll see you when we go to fix the winch. See ya.
goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. There goes a sight from my soul. I think a fall angel just walked by. 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 There goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight from my there goes a sight. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight from my soul.
So, wow, I look scruffy with this sunshine hitting on me. I look like a guy who just walked out of bed. So we got the winch replaced. They did not have the cable to fix it. At first they were going to just replace the cable, but Princess Auto is fucking awesome. Those guys are legit as they come. They didn't have the replacement cable, and they didn't have the tools to make one. So they just came out with their tools and they disconnect the winch, took it off the truck, and then they put a new one back on. Guy helped me out with it in the cold blowing wind of Grand Prairie today. So it was awesome. He was able to do it. I was like, sweet. And so now we got a new winch on. Here's a photo. There you go. So it's on there now, and it's not having any issues. So I'm happy that that worked out the way it did, and that the guy was genuine. It took us a couple hours to kind of fuck around and fiddle fuck up with it. But now we're on our way to Saskatchewan again. We needed the winch for the job, so that was a mandatory repair. It took us 2 hours to get that fixed, I think, or an hour. I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head. Oh shit, I've gone the wrong way here. Well, this happens when you talk on the phone, and see if we get across this bridge here. Perfect. All right. Why is the GPS telling me to go this way? Oh, it's not updating because of the fucking nav thing here. Whatever. This GPS is fucked. Oh, the whole stereo is fucked because of the camera. 1 second. Alright. It seems to be working okay now. It's stuttering, but it crashed. Apparently Apple CarPlay crashed while I was recording. So anyhow, on Highway 43N, I got to turn to left. That's all I know, because it will not stay on. It crashed again. This stereo I have is a piece of absolute flying hot shit garbage, okay? It's not the OEM Mopar one, it's this Pioneer H1000 or something like that, or CH1000. And it is flaming trash. It is the worst stereo on the planet. The Apple CarPlay is hopeless at best at times. It works like fairly well. When you're not using the phone, the stuff works. But on my old truck, I have Apple CarPlay as well, and you could be having this, you could be recording and the GPS still is flawless. But for whatever reason, it's not flawless in this case. So yeah, we're on our way to Edmonton. We're going to stop in Ashton and fuel up. We're going to fill the slip tank and all that. And during the time you were off, we booked 4 jobs. We're going on terrible. So if you guys are excited to see you go across Canada, maybe we'll run the truck to Josh. I've seen him a few times now being on the road. I've never noticed his truck before until I start watching his YouTube channel. Like, I actually seen my own truck in it a couple times in a couple of his videos, and I'm like, that's me. So we cross paths quite a bit, but now I know what his truck looks like. If I see him and he's up, I'll say hi, but if he's not, then I'll let him sleep. That's one thing you shouldn't do. As much as you may like truckers and stuff like that, If they're sleeping, they need it. So don't mess around with those guys. If they need sleep, they need sleep. It's just how it is. But yeah, once I get out Grand Prairie, we'll continue the conversation because I kind of need my nav because I'm not 100% familiar with the area. Bye-bye. All right. So we done all that. In the process of talking to you guys last, I ended up getting a million calls and booking 3 more jobs. So we're fully booked for the February, which is nice. I like that. I like being booked a couple weeks in advance. Nice knowing that. And I got deposits on all of it. For all those guys who told me like a year ago, or when I started this 2 years ago, oh, no one will ever pay a 25% deposit. No one ever pays those. No way. Haven't had a problem doing it in the last year and a half. And guess what? I no longer have any riffraff. It's funny. It's like taking cheap freight. I took 2 loads that were cheap loads just to fill the trailer. Like a car from Surrey. No, it was Kamloops to Calgary. Normally that's a $1,000 job for me. And I did it for $600 just to fill the trailer because I was going to Edmonton for Christmas. Job was fine. Everything went flawlessly. I had my photos before, photos after, and gave them the best customer service that I gave to everybody else. And I got a call 4 days later from ICBC saying I destroyed this girl's car. And I was like, excuse the fuck out of me? And yep, they sent me photos. So the girl claimed that I dropped her car off a trailer and damaged the whole passenger side of her car. And I just kind of laughed when the ICBC girls showed me the photos of that. Well, she emailed them to me while I was sitting there on the phone with her, and I just burst out laughing. I was like, I can't believe she actually tried to claim this on us. And she's like, she said she damaged it. And I said, here you go. Here's the photos of the car because it was a contactless drop-off. We always hit GoPros on the face or anything else like that when we drop a car off, or photos, right? With the fact that it's contactless, we use video because video doesn't lie. And so I sent the insurance company the video, and lo and behold, I got a call 2 days later stating that I'm no longer responsible for this incident and that they found out what actually happened, and she hit and run a car in Calgary. She sideswiped a truck, and the truck happened to catch it on his dash cam and reported to the police the plate, and I guess this girl took off, and then she tried to put on an insurance company that I did the damage. And oh, the texts were hilarious from her when she was texting me saying I'm a dishonest person and all this other shit, trying to be passive aggressive and everything, and that I should just pay for it. I just laughed. I was like, lady, you picked the wrong company to fuck with. One, the paperwork, the video, photos of before and drop off. Once I sent those all to ICBC, they immediately were like, you're not involved. So it's like, I can't believe people would try that shit. I'm not gonna say anything, but they're new to Canada. That's all I'm gonna say, okay? They're not from this side of the world, and no, they're not from India either, okay? They're not from any of the stands, and they're not from India. But that's just say that this would fly in their country, and it's very common in their country for it to happen. So I kind of knew that based on who they were, just, I guess, judging them right away. But I just had that feeling, the gut feeling telling me that I need to do this. So I did. And here I am, happy as a pig in shit that I did. So it saved me thousands, well, tens of thousands of dollars. The damage they showed us was like probably easily $25,000 in damage. And I was like, I told the girl, if it fell off the trailer, there'd be a rollover. A car doesn't just go like that, turn sideways and fall. It would be a rollover because the vehicle would go sideways, land on its wheels, and flip over and roll. At least the way that one's designed. Or if it slid off, it would slid at the bottom and be stuck on my trailer with a set of tires on the trailer and a set of tires on the ground. I told her the damage that was done, it'd be impossible. It was like there'd be underbody damage. There'd be a lot more damage involved. Based on what she saw and the videos and all that stuff, they just immediately told us no. And we also, like, we put the key inside the house and relocked the house and put the key. We turned the GoPro off when we got back in the truck and left and we're leaving. We just turned the GoPro off. And yeah, she saw all that and she said, nope, looks good to me. It's like, yeah, I don't know what this girl's problem was, but it was what it is. Yeah, we're on our way to Edmonton. I think we're a couple hours out from it. Like, I'd say 3 hours maybe from Edmonton to get fueled up. And then we're off to Saskatchewan. Updated time is 3:14 a.m. We're putting the hammer down. And hopefully we're going to get there probably around 2:30. Hopefully it's about, I'd say, close to like 1,000 clicks of driving that we have left to go. So we're gonna get on the road and get out of here. New winch put on. I think I already mentioned that before. We'll see you guys in Edmonton when we fuel up, because the diesel prices there are to die for. Not for you Americans. This is cheap for you Americans. Us Canadians still pay a lot. Like, I think we're almost $5 a gallon Canadian, or like 4 something American. For you Americans, your diesel's always been cheaper. For us Canadians, $1.32 a liter is cheap, especially in the last like 5 years. Once it went over $1, what was it? When I started this industry 2 years ago, when I started the YouTube channel, my first video, you can actually go back to my first video and look at it. I filled up there at $1.30 or $1.20 something, and I said, if it gets any higher, I'm not going to be able to do this job. Well, I talked to people and they said just add fuel surcharges. I did that, and as my prices went up, turns out I just don't care. They just accepted the price. So I was like, okay, perfect. That's just what we're going to do. And now we started at $1.55 a kilometer 2 years ago. We're now at $2.25 a kilometer, I think, for regular. We have our preferred rate now because we have companies that we continuously do work for, like ICBC, towing companies, BC Auctions, Richie Bros. All these contracts I've gotten with them. So we have a locked rate for those guys. Same with like a bunch of construction companies that move a lot of equipment. We have a locked rate for them. Fuel surcharges are something we still charge. So if we bid the job at like say $1.50 a liter for fuel, for an example, actually I think we charge like $2.05 a liter because we base prices on average where we're working, and we use the API of Gas Buddy. Using my computer degree finally, use the API of Gas Buddy. So we plan the route, and then the API will pick the most optimum places to fill up during the route, and then will tell me what the average fuel cost is going to be for that route, and then plus 5%, and then we send it to them for the quote. That way, if there is a fuel surcharge, we've already bid it in, and then we can add more if we need to. It's been pretty dang good. This next job that we're doing, going to Ontario, it's paying $7,800 for 2 small trucks to go to from Delta, BC to Ontario, someplace in not downtown, not in Toronto, but like northern area there by Sudbury and all that. I'd have to confirm the address. I don't know where it is off the top of my head. I'm not a big Ontario guy. I don't like going down east unless I'm being paid stupid money. And I built it on the quote builder. The quote builder said $5,200 to do the job, and that was I was like, that's normal. I was like, I don't want to go to Ontario. I don't like going to Ontario. There's too much bureaucracy in Ontario. Too many things I gotta pull for permits and all this other crap. And the fuel's just $2.50 a liter. It's fucking insane. So we're gonna fill the slip tank up, and then when we leave Manitoba, we'll top it up again and use that all in Ontario. Plus, it takes 2 days just to get across Ontario. Legally speaking, 2 whole fucking days. It takes forever. And not only that, we gotta pull oversized permits. So depending when we hit the CAT scale, right now we're only registered for 11,793 kg, or as you Americans will put it, non-CDL. So I'm under 26,000 pound registered weight. The good thing about Canada, I don't know about the US, is that we can do single trip GVW increase, and then we can pay for the IFTA tax. So what you do is you call the permit office, you tell them I need a non-resident permit with a GVW increase, and then a fuel motive tax, or fuel automotive tax, whatever it is. And they'll go, okay, they want to know the route you're coming in on, where you're going, if you're dropping off in that province, and how you're getting out. And what they'll do is they'll charge you a percent, what is it, like 10 cents, maybe 5 cents a kilometer for the whole trip. So most of the time, like, to get from Vancouver to Prince George is like $72 on IFTA tax, and then I think it's like 45 or 55 for the non-resident GVW increase, unless you are over it. But here's the other thing that most people don't realize is that you can't do inside BC or inside Alberta if you're not from Alberta, or out of the province you're registered out of. You can't do a point-to-point if you're over that GVW. So if you're over 11,793, you can't call and get an increased GVW for a load for going from Vancouver to Prince George. You have to leave the province and then come back. So if you are taking a job to Prince, say Dawson's Creek, all you have to do is cross the border, turn around, and come back into the province, and you're legal. But if you drop off before you do that, you're illegal. It's stupid, it's ridiculous, and every scale house agrees it's retarded, but it is what it is, and we don't make the rules, we just play by them, right? That's what the provincial governments have. I don't know about any other place. I know Alberta doesn't give a crap. Yeah, so unless you have prorate and IFTA, you cannot do it. So if you're not CDL, you cannot do inter-provincial jobs or inter-province job or something like that, unless you're under your 11,794. So it is one of those things you need to know, and you are going to learn in videos in the future. I'm going to teach you all the stuff you need to know related to Western Canada. As far as Ontario and stuff, I know enough to go down there, and that's it. I don't know the rules, the regulations. I know your truck has to be governor to 105. They asked that at the scale house. There's no way for them to prove it or even like find out. Those guys don't have a scan tool, so they don't know if you're actually registered or if your vehicle's limited or not. They have no way to actually check it when you're coming out from another province. So if you get flagged in, if you got all your permits and your paperwork is in order and everything looks good, they're going to leave you alone. It's not a big deal to them, but it's been great and it's been awesome. So we're going down to Ontario. I'm excited for that job. I might go do some things. I might go hang out with a couple of friends who do hot shot as well. I know a guy down in Nova Scotia and Newfoundland, so I might maybe do a hop, skip, and a jump because they're not that far away. Newfoundland's only like maybe 1,000 clicks from Ontario. So Atlantic Canada is pretty small. The prairies is when you, a lot of your driving, as soon as you pass Ontario or get into it, that's when the drives start taking a day to get across provinces. Alberta takes about 8 hours, 9 hours to cross. Saskatchewan's about the same because there's no straight across like west-east. It's usually like you come in near like southeast and you go northwest across. It's like not straight, it's up and over like a rainbow. If you go through Edmonton from Regina, it's like a rainbow to get down in Kamloops. Hello. What in the fuck? Buddy, it wasn't cool in 2001, it's still not cool now. Take your fucking race rocket and fuck off. Kick rocks, bud. God, that thing sounds horrible. I don't know how people can drive like that. The fucking thing's gotta be so fucking loud. But yeah, it is what it is. We're coming into, I think it's Whitecourt. No, we haven't passed the scale yet. So we're coming into another town. I don't know what it is. It's fairly good size though. Whitecourt, there's a scale before it, so that's why I know Whitecourt. Well, we'll see. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoy the time lapse. It's going to be a long nighttime drive, but it is what it is. See you later. Bye bye.
Sleep now under my skin, make sure and try to conjure the wind and ease my mind. He's calling out your name. Oh, hiding under the covers with no one else to blame. Oh, you couldn't help out your own neighbor. You couldn't tell it to his face. You were fucked up by the blame. Yeah. You carry the code, confiding for them. Let it go. You carry the code, confiding for them. Let it go. Let it Somebody go up to your brother. He's calling out your name. Oh, hiding under